It's a beautiful evening here at Garden Crossings, and today I am going to be taking you for a walk through the garden in the evening. And I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to walk through all of the gardens, and I'm going to focus on the three different plant categories: annuals, perennials, and shrubs. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at shrubs that are just putting on a spectacular show here in the middle of July in Michigan in our Zone 6A garden. Let's go ahead and take a walk through the garden and check out all of these beautiful midsummer blooming shrubs. Planted approximately 8 to 10 years ago were the Bobo Hydrangeas. The Bobo Hydrangeas are said to get 3 to 4 foot tall and 3 to 4 foot wide. But when they are loving life and are just in the prime location, they can get even taller. So here in our parking lot planter, the Bobo Hydrangeas are about 4 foot tall by about 6 foot wide. They are on drip irrigation, so they do get watered every day, and also are on fertilizer that comes from the greenhouse. So with the drip irrigation, they're also getting a very light dosage of fertilizer. And therefore, like I mentioned, they're living their happiest life. Bobo Hydrangea starts off as a beautiful bright white bloom, and as the blooms age, they take on a nice blush hue. You can see the Bobo Hydrangea is just now starting to show a little touch of that blush pink, and these are going to be fabulous probably in about another 2 weeks or so with a nice blush pink show. There really is no bad time for the Bobo Hydrangea. If they're just starting to open up with the blossoms, or when they're in full bloom, they are definitely a knockout shrub in our gardens. Native blooming shrubs are a real plus. Here we have the Sugartina Crystallina, and you can see there's a lot of bees on it right now. And as I stand here, the sweet fragrance of these long, kind of bottle brush shaped flowers is just breathtaking. Sugartina Crystallina here in our landscape is about 3 foot tall and about 3 foot wide. It's been in here for about 3 years now, so I'm sure it's going to continue to put on a little bit of size, but this is a fairly compact shrub that blooms during the summer. Nice white flowers. You can see it's just kind of starting to bloom. There's a lot of buds here just waiting. So a fairly long blooming shrub, midsummer, with a lot of great fragrance. The little lime punch are saying hello. Look at these gorgeous plants. So here at the end of the bed, we have a grouping of 5 of the little lime punch hydrangeas. Right now, these are about 3 foot tall and 3 foot wide. They've been in the garden now for about 3 years as well. That's about the age of this garden. So to kind of give you an idea of after 3 years, what they're gonna look like. So they start off with beautiful white blooms, and as you can see, they're taking on that beautiful fruit punch coloration. Big blooms, bold coloration. So imagine, give these plants just a couple more weeks, and they are just gonna be full of these beautiful, really big pink blooms. Little lime punch hydrangea is quickly becoming a Garden Crossings favorite. If you have tricky areas in your garden that you just can't find any shrub to do well in, let me recommend to you the Durvilla. So Durvilla is a native shrub that likes to be grown in full sun or full shade. It also can handle wet soils or dry soils once it's established, and there's 3 or 4 different varieties right now. Here we have the Durvilla Kodiak Orange, and the orange signifies the color of the new growth. So the more sun these plants get, the better off you're going to see this coloration. If it is grown in full shade, you might just see a green shrub. But that being said, it is a beautiful shrub that can handle the shade and also handle a lot of some of the tricky things that shade brings. Here we've got the Durvilla Kodiak Red, and red tips are, again, what this plant implies. Beautiful red tips coming from the new growth when it is grown in full sun locations. And one of the more unique ones in the Kodiak series is Kodiak Fresh, which features chartreuse or yellow-green foliage. This one here actually would probably be a little bit better suited if it was in more of a part shade location, because you can see the sun has really kind of bleached the leaves out a little bit. But the plant is healthy and it's doing well, and it really creates a nice contrast in the garden with that lighter foliage color. Candy corn spirea was a knockout this spring when it was first emerging with its deep orangish reddish tips. And now that we're in the middle of summer, you can see how that bright yellow foliage is just something that pops in the garden. The new growth emerges with kind of a coppery coppery orange tip, giving a beautiful contrast there. Candy corn, as the name implies. Those also kind of look like the coloration. This plant does get pink flowers on it. The flowers have already bloomed, but even the foliage is really creating interest here in the summer garden. It's my opinion, but no garden is complete without at least one butterfly bush. And of course they attract the butterflies, as the name implies, but they're just a beautiful plant. Here we have the Pugster Blue butterfly bushes, compact. These are only about 2.5 foot tall by 3 foot wide, with deep dark blue flowers. Now, Pugster Blue is our most popular Pugster butterfly bush that we carry because people really do enjoy these nice dark flowers. You can see they're really large, where typically butterfly bush can have kind of thinner, smaller flowers. These Pugster butterfly bush flowers are really big, really long, and they're just starting to bloom. And look at the beautiful color that they have here in this garden. Thank you for walking through the gardens with me today to check out all of the beautiful shrubs that are blooming here in mid-July. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Thanks for watching. I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings.